welcome back to another Halloween video. I hope you are not tired of these yet because I will never get tired of making them. I can't believe it's already September, first of all. I'm like, wait, where is the spooky season gone? I never want it to end, but we don't need to talk about that now. That's depressing stuff. It's already 2020. We don't need to go there. Okay, so anyways, today I'm so excited because I can finally do my Halloween decor wish list. And normally I do this every year, like at the beginning of September at the latest. And here we are, middle of September. But I was waiting on a couple of stores. Okay, I'll call them out. Target and Walmart, and Joann's was pretty late too. I wanted to see some of their stuff in person to get just a feel for it before I finished my Halloween decor wish list. So I'm gonna try to link as much as I can down in the description box, but because places just put stuff out at all different times and things sold out. Some things you can still get or they're gonna restock or they haven't even put it out yet. I don't even know what's happening. I will try to link as much as possible down in the description box for you. So you can hopefully try to get your hands on the things that I can find. Some of the stuff like at Home Goods and stuff, you have to find that kind of stuff in store. So anyways, I am so excited about this. I have my spooky beverage. I'm hanging out in my orange Halloween fantasy sweater. All right, we're gonna jump right into this. And let me just say, some of these items I've already gotten, but I'm not gonna tell you which ones yet because that will be on the Halloween decor haul. Okay, also there's a lot on here and I'm not gonna get all of this stuff. I just wanted to show some of the things that are on my wish list. So it's like a wish list. It's not like I'm absolutely going to drain my bank account on all of this stuff, although I probably have it anyway. But, so we're gonna start with the first place we went, which was at home. We went there all the way back in June and they first started putting things out. The first thing on my list, and the number one thing I was looking for this year in general, jack-o'-lanterns. So if you watched my decorate with me like halfway to Halloween video back in April, I kind of dabbled in a jack-o'-lantern mantle and I really liked that idea, but it wasn't like I was loaded up with jack-o'-lanterns. So I really want to go all out possibly this year. So it is gonna be a little bit more colorful than I'm used to, but I'm kind of excited about it. But I have on my list in general everywhere, I need jack-o'-lanterns or pumpkins or all of the things. And they had a couple of cute ones this year. They had one that was a little bit taller, and they had one that was just a normal looking type of jack-o'-lantern. And I really liked them this year too because they kind of had a vintage vibe to them and we're just overall kind of I kind of like the shapes in general, especially for a mantle, because you can get some taller ones, some shorter ones, so you can kind of get some dimension going, some different heights going on the mantle. All right, next up on my list from at home, and I've mentioned these before, I think I mentioned it in my best and worst of 2020. It was one of my best ones. They're just framed pictures, but one of them is a toad and one of them is a snake. And they have this kind of like, it almost looks like a sketch. They're black and white. Overall, I was the most excited about those pieces, mainly because they are perfect all year round decorations. They're black and white. It's a snake and a toad. So I feel like it's the kind of thing I'd have up in my office all year round or just in my house all year round. So I just really love any option like that. Next up, I have here, oh God, I saw this last time and she's glorious. She's just glorious. Okay, it's this statue of a witch. She's all black and glittery and she's got just the whole shape of her. She's kind of leaning in a certain way that looks just like magical and she's got her face. It's just the witchy statue of my dreams. She's $70, I believe, and I'm just in love with her though. Love her, and she's definitely on my list. Okay, next up, I have just in general, I'll show a couple of different ones that I kind of liked this year, but at home had a bunch of outdoor signs. Actually, probably the best selection I had seen. They had a couple that I'm eyeballing. Number one was this coffin one that says welcome on it, and it has a spider web, maybe even a spider, but it's just a coffin that says welcome. And also they had one that was a little bit taller and it said it's October witches on it. And I really like that one, but I kind of want to decorate before October, so I guess I could wait to put that out. But I'm not sure, but I really like that one because it had a witch flying on a broom. The whole witch silhouette thing is totally my whole thing. I love it. So next up on my Halloween decor wish list, we have Joann's. So first up on my wish list at Joann's, oh my gosh, I saw this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago now. I don't know, the time is just flying by. But they had these plaques that were these black plaques, and they had different gold things on them. So one was a snake, which is the one I have on my wish list, and then the other one was a skull. And they had some of the smaller plaques too, but I'm talking about the bigger plaque with the gold snake, because I'm wanting to either use it in my office when I redo my office, or I'm gonna be redoing my powder room. So I'm kind of wanting, I don't want to give too much away because I'm gonna do a whole series kind of video on it. So also on my wish list from Joann's, their decanters this year, or their little potion bottles this year. So beautiful. Once again, some of those like all year round kind of gothic decor that I'm looking for. They had like the kind of larger looking decanters that had all these like little intricate designs and this really cool kind of stopper or lid or whatever. And they had a ruby color, and they had a deep purple color, and they had a gold or like a champagne looking color. And then they have these charms that kind of drape over the neck of the bottle. And then there's also the little ones that almost look like more like potion bottles. They had those in black and like a couple different colors, but those look so good and they're perfect for all year round. Another thing on my wish list from Joann's, the 2-tiered spider web fruit bowl kind of looking thing. It's just a 2-tiered metal fruit bowl, but in the tiers, they're like spider webs, like big spider webs. The one on the bottom is larger and the one on top is smaller, like a little smaller thing. And that is definitely on my wish list because that's once again the kind of thing I'd put out all year round as just a regular good old fruit bowl that I would use. So next up on my Halloween decor wish list, we're gonna talk about Michaels. So Michaels, basically the whole store is on my Halloween decor wish list this year. I picked out a couple of things. All right, so the number one thing that I had my eye on, so in the vintage line, last year and even this year, they had the kind of pumpkin head man with the suspenders, also the cat sitting on the pumpkin. Those were brought back again this year. But this year they had, I don't remember seeing these last year, the 3-tiered pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns, and I have those on my list because I feel like they would look really good if I do decide to do my jack-o'-lantern mantle. Also at Michael's, from the kind of gothic looking line, on my wish list, the coffin boxes, the ones that said, there's one that said RIP and one that had a cross on it. Also the seeing eye pillow with the purple seeing eye, that's on my wish list. Also on my wish list from Michael's, I wanted to get some more crows. So anything with a crow on it, whether it's crow statues or even the little kind of feathery looking crows that they have. Also, I need to get some crows for my spooky tree, my silver tree that I have. Also on my wish list that I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna get, but it's on my wish list anyways because I thought they were amazing this year. The huge Venus flytraps, just I never seen anything like that. Just that huge Venus flytrap. Thought it was amazing, magical. It's on my wish list because I can't stop thinking about it, but I probably won't get it, but just had to put it out there. Also on my wish list from Michael's, okay, in the vintage line, there was this sign. It was like a metal sign and it had these black cats dancing around a fire and there was a moon and all of this stuff. It was the most magical thing ever. That is also on my wish list, I'm not gonna lie. Also on my wish list, they had in the gothic line, they had some velvet skulls that I really liked. They were kind of like jewel tone velvet skulls, but they were really pretty and those are on my list as well. There's also like a little gothic window thing that was kind of cool. It had like this green stained glass where if you put a candle behind it, it'll project through. Also on my wish list from Michael's this year, I need to get, this is more of like a need thing, I need to get some of their striped candlesticks. They're the LED candlesticks and they have black and white stripes on them and they've got, I think the black has glitter on it. I love them for any sort of candlestick holder. I just put those little, you know, those in there, but I like the black and white stripe ones because they just add a little bit of something. Moving on to Target. So first thing on my list at Target that I haven't been able to find anywhere. I did see the label for it at my Target, but I haven't seen it arrive yet and there's no evidence it's ever been there. So, okay. At Target, number one thing on my list that everybody wants, it's a ceramic cake stand that's black It's got this whole gothic look to it. I think it even has a pumpkin or a skull or something at the base of it. It's just this perfect kind of gothy looking cake stand, and I really, really want it. I hope I'll be able to show it to you in the Halloween decor haul. Second on my wish list at Target, the black poppies from the Ghoulish Garden this year. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. They are poppies and they're black and it has kind of a velvet look to them. And then in the middle of the flower, there's a purple eyeball. It's like an evil looking eyeball kind of thing. So those are definitely on my list. Also on my wish list, and forever every year on my wish list at Target, they're throw blankets. This year they're $10. They had a bunch of different ones. They had, this is where I'm gonna have to show the video because I couldn't find it online, but they had one with skulls all over it. It's black with white skulls all over it. That one's definitely on my list. That's the one to get, I think, for me, because I like any sort of black and white print. Because I could put it on my couches or throw them over my chair all year round. Also, just side things at Target, just in general, their dollar spots. Yeah, anything and everything from there. The brooms, the little cauldron that we saw, the Hocus Pocus and Trick or Treat pillow, that's on my list. Any of the branchy trees, those are on my list from Dollar Spot because I use them during the holidays and just all year round for decor. Just on my mantle, I have a bunch of branchy trees, and also leading down to my basement, I have a ledge and I put the branchy trees there all year round. Also, the little cute dish towels in the Dollar Spot this year with the spider on it, the white one with the spider, that one's on my wish list. So next up on my Halloween decor wish list, I have Home Depot. I have two things on my list. Number one is their big black and red gothic looking wreath. It is beautiful. It's just this big wreath with all these black roses and leaves and all these things, and then red. It's like this vampire gothic-esque looking wreath. It is beautiful. It is huge. It's amazing. That's definitely on my list. Also, my Halloween decor wish list, I'm definitely not gonna get this, but it is on my wish list because it was just too amazing not to mention, is the 12-foot skeleton at Home Depot. Oh my gosh, that's a Halloween level I wasn't even ready for. It's definitely on my wish list, although I probably won't get it because it's really expensive. All right, so next up I'm gonna mention, while we're on the topic of home improvement stores, we're gonna talk about Lowe's. So from Lowe's, I have the glow-in-the-dark skeleton because I feel like I need to get Mr. Skeleton a friend, but also I really wanted it last year. So I feel like it's time to get it. So that's on my wish list, the glow-in-the-dark skeleton. But I'm also kind of want to try to get it on clearance because I'm just that kind of cool. So next up at Lowe's, I thought they had some of the best selection of jack-o'-lanterns. So I have jack-o'-lanterns from Lowe's on my list, especially some of the taller ones, something a little bit taller and narrow. That's what I'm looking for, and Lowe's had a really good selection. What else from Lowe's? Oh, I really liked that pumpkin thing that had the bride and groom in there, and it kind of played all that spooky music, the like organ music. It's one of my favorite animatronics this year. But yeah, that's also on my list. Right, next up is Bath & Body Works, which is one of my favorite places this year. And a lot of the stuff is sold out online. If you can find it in stores, then you gotta just go at least check it out if you haven't gotten any of these pieces yet. Bath & Body Works, first thing that is on my Halloween decor wish list, the candelabra pedestal. That was the first thing that I saw from Bath & Body Works Halloween this year, and it's so beautiful. It's this black candelabra pedestal that holds the 3-wick candle, and it has bats all around it, and then an intricate gothic design, and it has things dangling from it. It is just the most magical gothic looking pedestal, and is perfect in my opinion for all year round. Also on my Halloween decor wish list from Bath & Body Works, the pedestal, the 3-wick candle pedestal that has the crystal ball in the middle. It has a spiderweb print around it, and then inside of the ball it has all this swirly stuff and these bats that are flying around, and it's like this motorized thing that looks like magic, and then it once again holds the 3-wick candle. It was the most magical looking pedestal meets crystal ball situation I've ever seen. Also from Bath & Body Works, the haunted house plug-in. I get so excited every year to see their haunted house plug-in, and last year wasn't my favorite, but this year was right up my alley. leaves. It was this perfect little spooky house with a cauldron in the door, and then it projects from the plug-in, it projects a witch flying on a broom onto the wall. So it's just and it's in front of a moon, and it's green, and it's a whole situation. I'm the most excited about that piece. It's definitely on my wish list. So next up is Spirit Halloween, which basically is everything I want, but I have a couple of things that are must-haves on my wish list. Number one, anything and everything from the Beetlejuice line I really loved. So there's a hand towel that says never trust the living that I really liked. Also the little candle stick holder that was had the sandworm that wrapped around it. And okay, there was this one piece that I saw for like a split second on the website and it sold out. But it's this Beetlejuice marquee sign, and it says Beetlejuice and it has the arrow. It's like in the movie where the arrow is pointing down when they're looking for Beetlejuice. It lights up. It's like the whole marquee sign. It's definitely on my wish list, a dream of all dreams. That is definitely, but I only saw it for a split second. Also from Spirit Halloween, I kind of mentioned this on the best and worst of 2020. Their Spirit Halloween tablecloths. Specifically, I really have my eye on the tablecloth that has the crows all over it because I think that would be perfect for my Dracula table. Also, there's a magical looking one with fringe on it that I really have my eye on. It's a square tablecloth, but I feel like the fringe would look really good on my circular little kitchenette table. So the fringe is kind of hanging down. Anyways, next up, we're gonna move on to Walmart because I only have a couple things on my Walmart list because I haven't seen a fully stocked Walmart yet. I did see some things put out, so I have enough to kind of put it down, but I haven't seen the whole thing yet. So first up on Walmart, I really, really want, and I haven't seen it yet in stores. So this one I haven't seen yet, but I've heard about it and they had these last year. So I really want to get my hands on one, but I really want the Halloween wax warmers. But they had one last year that had a jack-o'-lantern, like it was like an orange jack-o'-lantern wax warmer. They had one that was a skull, but I definitely want a Halloween wax warmer. Also at Walmart, throw blankets. They had throw blankets for 10 bucks. And that's a steal in my opinion. It was like $9.97. And also I'm always looking for any sort of those fleecy blankets this time of year because my dogs are obsessed with them. They basically live in them. And I like those kind of spooky blankets for all year round in my house. So definitely looking for those at Walmart. I'm just gonna put this out there even though I haven't seen the full collection yet, but their vintage items last year were really good. There were a couple of, there was like a sign that I saw this year that had kind of this spooky looking vintage pumpkin guy on it. I'll show it if I can find the footage. That I was kind of interested in. I kind of like that vibe. That's kind of dark meets vintage, but we're just keeping an eye out on some of the vintage items at Walmart because we haven't seen the whole thing yet. All right, so next up, we're gonna talk about Dollar Tree. So we saw quite a bit at Dollar Tree this year, but on my wish list, but from Dollar Tree, number one, wall decor or wall signs. They had some really cool vintage looking wall signs, one that said Happy Halloween, one that said Trick or Treat, but also just the classic one that I wanted to get last year, but they sold out so quickly that it's on my wish list this year, but the Beware signs, like longer Beware signs, that sign I really want to put outside and kind of just have it with my little outdoor setup. Also from Dollar Tree, Halloween floral. Their Halloween floral this year was so good. They had purple roses, they had red roses, they had black roses. And this year they had like some of them had bats that were in there, some of them had spiders. So they had a bunch this year. All of them are on my list because I feel like you cannot have enough Halloween floral. Also on my wish list from Dollar Tree, let's see, dish towels. They had really cute dish towels and oven mitts this year. Specifically the one that had the whole scenery with the witch, you're gonna get tired of this, but the witch flying on the broom kind of thing on the towel. They also had the oven mitts that match it, but that whole thing, I'm totally into that. All right, next up, I'm gonna mention Kohls. There's only one thing on my Halloween decor wish list from Kohls, and that is the spooky rug with the jack-o'-lantern on it. It's like a Halloween bath rug, and it's got a jack-o'-lantern on it and some stars. It's really magical looking. It is something that I would love to have like for years to come, because it would go with really any theme, because it's just a jack-o'-lantern on a rug, and it's so cute, and it's even better in person. Next up is Lakeside, or Lakeside Collection. And they had this whole Edgar Allan Poe looking raven bed set, Halloween bed set, that it's like that you get the comforter and the shams and a throw pillow, and that is definitely on my wish list. I officially want to do a Halloween bed this year. I wanted to mention World Market really quick because there's a cauldron that's also this like wine cooler that's so glorious, and you can't find it anywhere right now, but it's so good. Definitely on my wish list, to the point where I missed out on it and hope it's on my wish list next year. Like, they put it out again next year. All right, so I'm gonna mention Home Goods this year. I normally skip out, I think I do, on Home Goods and TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all those types of places. I usually skip out on because things are unique to each store. But because we've been out Halloween decor hunting, and when I did the best and worst video, I just showed some footage of the real deal, so I figured I could just include a couple of things. So Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx, where I live, are all kind of the same thing. They're kind of combined, so, or most of the stores are. So from those places, I'm looking for mainly spooky mugs, because I like having spooky mugs out all year round. So I'm always looking for new spooky mugs, and this is the only time of year I can find them at Home Goods, or those types of brands or whatever they have there. Also looking for the Headless Horseman this year, since I broke my statue. So the Headless Horseman is definitely on my wish list. Also from Home Goods, throw pillows. They usually have the best Halloween throw pillows, although Michael's had some good ones this year, and Joann's had a couple good ones. I'm looking for something that could be left out all year round, or something that's just like, I don't know, like a sophisticated Halloween vibe. And while we're on the topic of throw pillows, I'll also mention hand towels. This is my favorite time of year for hand towels. Once again, it's kind of like spooky mugs. I like leaving spooky towels out all year round. I only get them one time a year, and that time is now, so definitely spooky towels are on my list. Also, since I'm mentioning towels, let's move on to aprons. The Nightmare Before Christmas apron. There's a Skull and Crossbones apron. There were a couple of spooky aprons that I saw floating around out there, so definitely any of those. Lanterns, any sort of lantern, candelabras, anything that's all year round spooky. Also on my wish list, I have stuff for the bathroom. I haven't really seen anything from Home Goods this year in the bathroom section, or TJ Maxx or whatever. But it's on my list so I can refer back to it so I know. Holy moly, that was a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, I don't know. All right, so that is it for this wish list. If you guys want to leave your favorite pieces or the items on your wish list, or maybe the items that stood out to you the most this year, if you want to leave that down in the comments, we can chit chat about it. And yeah, that is it. I'm so excited that the wish list is out, because that means the hauls are a-coming and I am ready. All right, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Say hey, ghoul, hey down in the comments, because you know I love talking to you. Also, let me know in the comments. I am just trying to film as much as possible during this time and trying to take full advantage of the energy that comes with spooky season. I am just feeling it. If you guys have any Halloween videos or anything that you want to see during this time, let me know down in the comments. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.